Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Simon and today I'm back with probably the last cuppa and a bookish catch-up video of the year, which I'm aware probably sounds a little bit clickbaity in the fact that that makes it sound like this could be the last video of mine of the year. That's not the case. I have still got plenty more before 2024, but this is probably going to be the last time I sit down and have a natter with you with a cuppa, which I haven't actually done as much this year. I used to do that every month where I would have a catch up, and if you'd like that to come back in 2024, do please let me know. But if you want to go and get yourself a refreshment of some choice, a refreshment of your choice or a refreshment of some sort, then do please pause this now and go and get yourself one. I'm going to do this video unedited, so it could be even more chaotic than when I try and edit the chaos out. Although I think sometimes I edit the chaos to maximise on it just for fun, because why not? Anyway, so what I thought I would start off by well, chatting to you about, but also asking you is how are things, what's news, what's been going on, what is going on, and what's coming up. Let me know in the comments down below, that'd be lovely. I've also got a lot of questions for you in this video of things that I would like to hear back from you about. I am good. It has been probably some of the busiest weeks of the year the last few weeks. It's been my first Chester Literature Festival, and I am, as part of my role as Associate Literary Curator of Story House, I brought in some events for this year's Chester Literature Festival, but I'm going to have a lot more to do with the programme of it next year, and indeed programming literature delights throughout the year in all sorts of ways. And Story House do some fantastic festivals. So they do the Chester Literature Festival, which I've mentioned, but they also do Story House Queer, they do Story House Elders, they do Story House Women. Looks like there might be a Story House Climate, and I want to bring in a couple more potential mini weekend festivals of specific genres of books and stuff. And I was going to make a video of, well, a come to work with me kind of video, although that sounds really boring. So it's more like a spending a weekish with me, but involving work, including the events I did at Chester with Melanie and with, well, Melanie Sykes and Andy Oliver and also Mike Parker. And actually also that week I did, well, just gone this week, I did a lovely event with Lucy Barker, who's The Other Side of Mrs. Wood, is absolutely fabulous. And I'll be talking about that to you all in my November wrap-up when that comes around. One of the videos before the end of the year is through. I have planned quite a lot of videos for the rest of the year, actually. And if I've got a couple of spots left, so if you would like to suggest any videos for the rest of the year or for me to film by the end of the year, I would love to know that too. I'll also be asking you about videos you'd like to see in 2024 at the end of this later on. But as I was saying, I was going to be making a kind of spending the week-ish with me and come to work with me vlog, but it was so bonkers busy that while I got some footage, it's a bit incoherent in between, so I might either use it later on as a way of, I asked on Instagram and in a previous video if there's anything particular you'd like to see me talk about in terms of my work, and what I could do is, as I'm answering some of the questions that you have very kindly given me, I could insert bits and bobs of different work that I've filmed over the last few weeks or whatever and insert that, but it might not see the light of day until 2024. And in early 2024, I will be doing a video all about Story House with the team there that will also be on this channel, along with some other bits and bobs. So maybe it's something I should wait, especially because my day job is sort of, lots is going on within the company. I'm taking on a few of the projects as my boss has gone on a sabbatical. So yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm a bit like, oh, it would have been good to have done right now, and it could have been quite a lot of fun, but actually it might be better to hold off for next year. I am planning on vlogging every single week next year. I just want to have 1 year where I manage to do it, and I'm very excited about 2024, in part because 24 is one of my favourite numbers. 42 is also one of my favourite numbers, and I'll be 42 next year. So there's just something in the air that makes me think, oh, it could be a good one. Let's hope I've not just jinxed that. Anyway, so the work/spend a week with me vlog didn't happen, and there are not going to be any more vlogs from me this year on this channel. However, quite a few of you have asked me about Vlogmas, and I can say that I will be doing a vlogmas of sorts on Patreon. It's going to be on the weekly Savage Shenanigans tier. I'll leave my Patreon down below, and every Sunday throughout December you will get a video of what I've been up to in the week leading up to that Sunday, all the Christmassy stuff, but also some snippets into what I am reading. And there's going to be lots of fun things coming up in December, including, I'm putting my mug down for this because it is a serious excitement and I need hold of a book. I'm going to be on the 9th and 10th of December, and I'm so excited about this. I'm doing it with Mum. We're going to be bookish book-selling fairies at the wonderful Harris and Harris in Clare in Suffolk, with the wonderful Kate Harris, who does the phenomenal What's in the Box Mrs. Harris on Instagram every Friday. I think it's every Friday. And we're going to be book selling all day on Saturday and all day on Sunday. But on the Saturday evening, we're having a festive snifter sherry shenanigans delight. There will also be non-alcoholic drinks for many people who come, where we're going to be first of all having a book club chatting about Mistletoe, Malice by Kathleen Farrell, which is meant to be an absolutely brilliant festive read. This is the wonderful independent hardback edition, and if you go over to Harris and Harris, you can buy a copy of this plus a ticket to that chat with a little interval for another drink or refreshment of your choice. And then it's going to be basically ask me, Mum and Mrs. Harris anything, and it's just going to be a real giggle, lots of festive frolics, and just a lovely, lovely weekend. So I will link the Harris and Harris website below, and if you just want to buy the book from Kate, it's a wonderful independent, as I mentioned, edition, and we're really wanting to it's a bookshop that me and Mum really, really love. We're not being paid to go or anything like that. We're literally just going and having a lovely weekend in Clare, staying at a lovely Airbnb. It's bright pink. And just going to go and have a lovely time. And we just wanted to do something that really, really, really supported an indie bookshop that we love. Because we've done a few things already this year, like going and doing the Books in My Bag spree in West Kirby Bookshop. Mum's been going to the new Book Original that I've not had a chance to go to yet. But we really do want to keep supporting independent bookshops for the rest of this year and also next year. So if there's any ideas of anything you'd like to see us do for like Indie Bookshop Week or Books in My Bag Day next year, then also let me know. I'm all about the ideas and stuff. Oh, I've just spotted the end papers are cute with that one Christmas tree that's on fire. I think I'm going to get the Christmas tree early next week. I'm in the mood. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the festive season. But it would be lovely to see some of you there. So as I said, that'll be on the 9th and 10th of December, with the 9th on the Saturday night there being some festive shenanigans. So it's going to be really, really, really good fun. So there we are. Apparently I do that quite a lot in videos, so I'm doing it even more. Is that ASMR or would that be more? I don't know why my face does that when I'm doing ASMR. I'm like, anyway, so there is that. I've got notes to keep me on track. But yeah, so that's one of the lovely things. So that's one of the lovely things that I am going to be doing over the festive period. I'm also going to be going to see Panto with Pip, which I'm really, really looking forward to, especially as Katie Price is playing the Wicked Queen in it. I'm hoping to see The Wizard of Oz with my friend Emma. What else is coming out? I think I'm going to the Christmas market with my sister and her boyfriend, possibly this weekend. But yeah, lots of festive sprinklings throughout will be going on, because I've also got a few trips to places around the country for some work stuff, and I'm hoping to see some Christmas markets and everything where I go. So that will all be on Patreon, which, as I said, is linked down below, all that Vlogmas stuff. But there will still be videos on this channel, and I think I said this earlier, there are a couple of spots left, so if there's anything particularly you want me to film before the year is through, not a library tour, especially because at the moment this room is an embarrassment to me. My friend Emma, who I do British Sign Language with, she came and she's like, I'd really love to see the library. I was like, not on your Nelly today, maybe next week, but not today. We've got our mock assessments coming up soon, so we're going to be doing quite a lot of revision, so I need to tidy it up for that. Anyway, so that is that. Oh, it's not. One of the videos that will be coming that I would also love any requests, well, is request the right word? Well, let me explain. One of the videos that I really want to film in the lead up to Christmas is going to be the only Christmassy video on the channel, which will be a Christmas gift guide with Kate from Harris and Harris. So if you've got someone that you really, really want to get a book for and they're a little bit tricky, or any other Christmassy bookish dilemmas, leave those in the comments down below and they will make up part of that video along with some other recommendations from the wonderful Kate of Harris and Harris books, and that will appear on my channel hopefully in the middle of December, so you still have a little bit of time to get your mitts on those books if you would like. Rest of the year though, as I was mentioning, I was talking about I'll be filming what I'm reading as I go, so my plan really is read by whim, because it is something that I have not done very much, and as I mentioned with the Lucy Barker event for the other side of Mrs. Woods, which was on Tuesday at the wonderful West Kirby Bookshop, that was actually my last author event for the rest of the year. I mean, potentially subject to change if something comes up last minute, but for the foreseeable, I have no author events, and so I can just read what I fancy, and that's really, really exciting, but also weirdly quite overwhelming. It's definitely something that I'm noticing, and I was umming around whether I do a video that isn't like necessarily a reading vlog, but like at the end of reading whatever book, do I film a little thing saying, oh, this is the book that I've just read, and then film how I choose what I pick up next? That could be something maybe, because I want to make sure that I'm making content that you guys are interested in, obviously. I have got some videos planned and already recorded, like my friend Julie, who came over from LA, and she had a nosy through my shelves and picked some books, and we talked about them, which is a series I used to do and haven't brought back for ages, but I think I might film one of those with my sister actually this weekend as well. I'll be filming me and Mum picking the prompts. Thank you all for all of your prompts so far. I haven't actually put them all in the jar yet. I think I've got another, well, fair few to go, but I have the coloured paper on the floor in front of me, and at some point I need to sit down and do that. But literally until, well, today is my first full day off in 16 days. It has been a bonkers couple of weeks, and so I'm just looking forward to, like, well, my sister's visiting, which would be lovely, but then having a few days where I'm just like, right, let's get the library sorted, let's just have a little bit of a breather, keep watching all the daft reality TV that I do between reading some really good books, which I will capture, because I'm going to start my Vlogmas on Patreon vlogs today. I'll probably film the intro after this actually. So that was, yeah, basically to let you know that I'm going to be reading by whim for the rest of the year. But I am, yeah, like I said, quite daunted by it, and a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I can remember how to do that, because I've been reading so much for work this year. I think this year, I would say maybe 40% of what I've read has been for work, which is higher than usual. Although I do think people think I probably read like 70% for work, and that isn't the case. I have noticed that when I don't have projects to read for, I am a little bit more slumpy or like indecisive, hence why prompts are wonderful. And also, actually, one of the things that I'm umming around about doing is creating some prompts going back to Patreon for Patreon book club next year. And speaking of which, because things were so busy and I was knackered earlier this week, I postponed Patreon book club, which is The Cutting Season by Attica, Locke, and we meet up on Zoom and we chat about the book. I thought I would just mention that in case you want to join in, because we'll be doing it on December the 6th, and then we're having a Christmas party on Wednesday the 20th, I think it is, and for December the 6th there will be a special guest, a criminally delightful special guest. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave you to guess who that is. What else do I want to have a chat with you about? I'm just checking that I've not missed anything. I've talked about the fact that there's no vlogs, but they will be on Patreon. I've talked about the fact, have I talked about the fact it's almost the last month of the year? I guess I've insinuated that. I've talked to you about Harris and Harris Weekend, which is going to be super duper fun with all the festivities, and the Christmas guide I'm going to do with Kate. So if you've got any thoughts or recommendations or Christmas present dilemmas of a bookish kind for us, wing them over and we'll see what we can do. Reading by whim, got a few spaces, mainly got all my videos planned for the rest of the year, but got a few spaces if you've got any thoughts on it. Christmas wise, a few of you have seen what I'm planning on doing on Christmas. It's going to just be a very quiet one this year, and yeah, very, very quiet. I've booked the first 2 weeks of January off, which I'm very excited for, and I might take myself off somewhere, possibly for a little mini break while I think I might have a year where I sort of get into the year and get all my plans and things and do all the videos. I mean, I love that end of the year, beginning of the next year period of videos, because you've got people's books of the year, you've got all their plans for the year ahead, all that good stuff. So I'm really excited for that. But then I think I'd quite like to have maybe like 5 days away somewhere before I then get back into all of the work for next year, because with a new job plus my old job and my old job sort of changing a bit, etc., it is going to be a really fun year. And I think that's also why it'd be better to do something, film a vlog about work then. But yeah, Christmas is going to be quiet. New Year, always quiet. I like a new year, but I'm not that fussed about doing anything big for New Year's Eve. Although for several years now, Mum and I have tried to book somewhere that you can stay like in a hotel on New Year's Eve, and then be somewhere lovely on New Year's Day. But if I happen to be home, that's a lovely place to be too. And I do think I want things sort of simpler and I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about 2024 near the time, but well, no, we won't, because I'm just about to ask you something about 2024. My final 2 questions are 2024 related, because I would really like to know not only what videos you might like to see in the lead up to the end of the year, but what sort of content would you like next year. I think from December I'm going to be going to doing videos on Thursdays and Sundays. Are those days that you like? Would you like me to change them? Because I'm aware Sunday is a busy day for lots of fabulous content dropping on YouTube. Well, certainly for my timeline it is. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about days a week. I was going to think about going up to 3 videos a week next year. I'll say 3 videos a year next year. No, 3 videos a week next year, but I don't think that's going to happen. It might be 2 with 1 extra for like special series that I've kind of got lined up that I want to sprinkle throughout the year, because I'm planning different things. But I would just love to hear what content you would like to see. And as I mentioned, I'm planning on I'm planning on hopefully vlogging every week of next year, because, well, I was going to say touch wood, but I don't mind if I do. But at present, as the land lies, I'm not judging any prizes next year. In terms of the work reading next year is going to be much more balanced, and I can sort of predict when it'll be happening. I know that me and Mum are going to read the Women's Prize long list again, and possibly the Women's Prize non-fiction shortlist between Women's Prize for fiction shortlist and winner, because we're aware that things go a bit quiet then. But yeah, I definitely would like to capture more of these, partly selfishly for me. And I know I did start Savage Snapshots and that's kind of gone by the wayside, but that may be reignited in the new year. We shall see. Because again, I really enjoyed that in terms of just editing a bit differently, and that's something that I think I would really like to do next year. But like I said, I'm not talking about my plans for next year. I would like to know what you would like to see. But with the vlogs, can you guys think of a name for a weekly vlog that would work? Because sometimes most of the times I'll be reading blogs because I'll keep you in touch with what I'm reading, but also they will be, I'm thinking, probably a little bit more like what I'm doing, what I'm eating, where I'm going. A lot of you have said you'd like cat content, and if there's just anything you'd like to see in vlogs, I would really, really like to know that too. So name for vlogs, things you'd like to see in them, things you'd like to see on the channel in 2024, things you'd like to see on the channel before 2024, any bookish dilemmas or people who are difficult to buy for that me and Kate at Harris & Harris can find titles that might just work for you in a sort of Christmas gift guidey of chaos possibly. And then I think that's everything. But as always, thank you so much for watching. It's always lovely to have a chat with you. I will hopefully see you in another video very, very soon. But if you want more of my, I hate saying that, but if you want more Savage Reads content, then my Instagram, my Patreon for book club and Vlogmas, and my wishlist and my X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, and all those things are down below. And yeah, I will see you in another one very, very soon. As usual, I haven't drunk a blinking bit of my tea, so I will now. Bye.